Hey guys.
Hey.
I'm Alicia.
And I'm Meredith.
And this is It's About the Pasta, a Vanderpump Rules podcast. We are at season 3, episode 14. We're still in the middle. We're hitting our mid-season crisis where we don't want to go on.
But we're on the back end, to be honest.
Honestly, this episode was I was cracking up. It was fucking hilarious.
There's just so much. And I'm actually kind of excited for Sheena's wedding the next
I'm very excited. So guys, you can find us. We are now on the A&M Podcast Network, where you can also find our Summer House podcast, Summer is Fun, and One Season Wonders, the show where Meredith and I watch one season of a show because the show only has one season, and then we talk about it. And it's super fun. Please be sure to rate, subscribe, review. We have no new rates or reviews, which is fine because honestly we're recording this and it hasn't come out yet, and none of season 3 has come out yet, but it's okay.
But stop what you're doing now. You don't have to stop the episode. Don't pause the episode. You can just do it while you're listening.
Do not pause the episode.
Go hit that 5 stars.
Yeah, really quick. Also join our Facebook group, same name as the podcast. There are some spoilers because of Vanderpump. Verse all the servers are very active right now, so there's a lot of thoughts. But just like a warning, you could still join the Facebook group. Also follow us on Instagram at Vanderpasta, and join our Patreon, patreon.com/Vanderpasta. You can get a ton of awesome freaking things. Let me tell you about them. So for $1 a month, you can get access to our pre-shows, which are super fun. Meredith and I honestly go off about them way too much.
This one I think was like 45 minutes.
Oh my God. Was it really? That was fun.
It's long. It's long, but there's so much stuff.
Yeah. Also, you will get access to any episodes that we record early, like this one. It is the day after Valentine's Day. Candy is on sale for half price. It is super fun. You are listening to this. It is well into summer. You are hot. You are
we are in the middle of a blizzard.
Yeah, man. You went walking today and I do not know how.
No, I'm on my treadmill.
Oh, you were indoor walking?
Yeah.
I thought it said outdoor.
I was like staring. Maybe I did, but I was staring at the snow as I'm walking.
Oh my God. I was going to say, I had to go to the FedEx store half a mile away and it took me 30 minutes.
Oh my God.
Because it's just so bad out there. But yeah, so that's all for $1 a month. And I'm telling you, it's kind of worth it now because we have a lot of shit on there. And then for $2 a month, you'll get everything I just mentioned. Plus, you'll get access to our after show, which is where we do Vanderpump spoilers because we are doing this podcast spoiler free.
I also have something from our One Season Wonders.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh. It's exciting. $2, guys. And then we'll say your name on the podcast. So we have our shining star, Jackie. We have Tracy. We have Mariah. And we have newcomer, Dustin. Woo! And then for $5 a month, you'll get access to everything I just mentioned. Plus, you'll get to ask us any questions for the after show. I also usually will reach out for any live shows. So Summer House is currently going on. In the future, it's already over, but currently it's going on. So every week I post for people to give me their thoughts. And Jackie and Dustin have been, and I'm excited for their thoughts for our next episode that we're going to do. It's gonna be great. And also, for $5 a month, we will pick a patron of the episode. But guess what, guys? There's a twist. We have a couple of the episode, which is always what we're going to do until someone else donates $5 a month, because we're going to shout both these people out. So we're going to shout out Jackie because we can never not shout out Jackie. But also her husband, Dustin, has joined our 5-star tier.
Join the crew.
And we love him. And we're obsessed with them both. And they literally listen to our podcast as soon as we put them out on Patreon. That's how fucking dedicated they are.
Listen,
I'm obsessed.
You can try and top our couple of the episode.
Never.
Just try. Just join us and we can let you know where you're at, where you stand in the rankings.
We'll see. Good luck. I feel like no one's going to join it just because now we're like, we can never.
Listen, we used to rate our roommates in college my senior year, but we would only give the top and the bottom person. So you didn't have to actually hurt everybody's feelings, but you had to give a bottom person. Oh. So everybody who has not joined our Patreon, you are our bottom listeners. If you have joined our Patreon, you are our top listeners.
Top listeners. But then there's like a super top, which is Dustin and Jackie.
Yes. Then we have gold tops rankings.
Yeah, sorry. But But yeah, if you haven't joined, so even though we didn't mention her a lot, Tracy, you are in our top tier, and Mariah, you are also in our top tier. Everyone else, fucking, you know what? Suck a dick. Suck a dick.
Listeners,
get the fuck out now. Bye. Suck a dick. Okay, so previously on Vanderpump Rules, Jax is trying to get back with Carmen, but she's not having any of it. Katie and Stassi are no longer friends. Jax and Kristen started a quote-unquote rumor that Schwartz cheated on Katie in Vegas. Kristen brought Miami Girl to confront Tom Sandoval. Sheena and Kristen got into a screaming match, and Kristen told Diana to suck a dick. And Lisa's not happy about it.
No.
What's gonna happen? Okay, so we're at Villa Rosa. Lisa has a table all set up. We don't know who's coming. We don't know why. Oh my God, it's Pandy and Jason and Max.
Walking out. We're celebrating Ken's birthday. Oh, we love him so, but we don't give him presents for him. Of course, we show her Jiggy with presents.
We love Jiggy.
He's now ready for any affair with his tuxedo.
And his top hat that he fucking hates. They put that on and Jiggy was like, oh, I hate it.
Not having it.
So we immediately have to get into the drama. Did everyone hear about Kristen? And Lisa fills Pandora in on the drama because Max works at SUR, so he knows what's happening. And Lisa does not know what to do about it because you cannot disrespect management. And Pandora's 1,000% in agreement.
Yeah,
Kristen has no respect for authority.
Nope, she even encourages the behavior with every other person.
Yeah. So. Remember Kristen at Kyle's party at the beginning of season 2?
Yep, we get a nice flashback.
And Pandora basically says, get the fuck rid of Kristen. Just get the fuck rid of her.
And Max, shows some light on like how Kristen is affecting other people. James has really changed since dating Kristen. And Lisa agrees. She sees James grabbing alcohol from behind the bar, obviously getting into Kristen's bad ways.
But every time Lisa goes to fire Kristen, something stops her. As crazy as Kristen is, she's part of the family.
Which listen, I think Lisa really does care about her staff, so this is hard for her because of the length of time. And the bar is so low for Kristen. She's shoved that bar down, that like, is this something that will really make Lisa just fire her after everything?
Yes, she needs to. I'm with Pandora. Get the fuck rid of her. So now we're at a pool party. James Kennedy is DJing and Kristen loves it. She is in the front row. She's dancing.
She's making jokes with the bouncer about screwing the DJ.
Oh yeah. Okay. So Kristen tells the story that her and James are trying to get in the party. And Kristen was like, this is the DJ. And the bouncer was like, screw the DJ. And Kristen goes, no, actually I am. And she thinks it was the most witty fucking comeback that she's so proud of herself. That
she says like the bouncer laughed. I was like, I don't think
and then he started laughing. And I was like, okay. We also have Jax is here and Brad, who's apparently James's friend, who we never see again. And then Carmen comes, which is why Jax is here. We figured it out.
Yeah, I know. We see Jax first, and I was like, why are you here? He lets us know that Kristen is definitely crazy. Yeah, they all know it. Crazy. It's fine. Like, we're just moving on.
But she's friends with Carmen, so Jax has got to do what he's got to do to win her back.
Yep.
But right off the bat, Jax is drinking and Carmen's like, hey, maybe you shouldn't drink so much. And Jax goes, it's the only way I could tolerate you. And Carmen just gives him the worst look. And Jax is like, why are you mad? And then he goes, you say mean things to me too. And she's like, not like that. You did.
I know. I think he was like trying to be friendly and like playful, but did not know what he was like truly saying here, like what it was going to do. But
no, especially when they're not together, it's like, don't make that joke.
That's not a funny joke. If it was like, if he made the joke about like being at the party, not like her looks or like tolerating her, the only way I could tolerate this. Yeah.
So like
she would have been like, oh, ha ha ha. But like, you can't
he didn't say it like get back. He didn't say it like it's the only way I could tolerate you, haha. Like he literally looked at her and dead ass went, "It's the only way I could tolerate you." And she was like, "What?"
But then he like somehow he's trying to backpedal and like dig himself out of this and prove that like he's so committed to her. He's like, "Go through my phone." Like I'm not texting anyone. It's only you.
She says, like, I know you're texting like 5 other girls right now. And he's like, go through my phone. And Carmen, who's an adult at 23, confident when everyone else isn't, she's like, I'm not going to go through your phone. And Kristen goes, I will, and takes it. And Kristen starts reading. You know, Carmen would have just looked for girls' names, right? She would have been like, okay, great.
Well, Kristen, that was a girl. It was a girl's name.
Oh, you're right. Okay, so Kristen starts going through the phone, and she finds a text from the girl, the Vegas chick that Schwartz supposedly did or did not hook up with, whatever, texting Jax about how Schwartz and her had a pact. They were only going to say they made out when really they did more in Vegas. So Kristen's reading all this, and she's like, I know, ha ha ha. And Jax then is like, oh no.
You shouldn't be reading those.
There's something like, on my phone that Kristen shouldn't have read. Who knew? Jax knew. Jax fucking knew. Dick. And then,
ridiculous.
Yeah. So now Kristen's like, now I know this information and I must destroy this relationship. Why does she care about destroying everyone else's relationship?
Okay. I can understand the like Tom and Ariana thing. Like we can see where that comes from, obviously. But like Katie and Schwartz, like what have they done to you except for just like not really want to be your friend? Is that worth like destroying their relationship?
Which is like on you. They don't want to be Kristen's friend because Kristen's insane.
Or you could even like, she can even in theory put blame on Stassi for that. But like, wouldn't you want to destroy Stassi's relationship, not Schwartz and Katie?
I'm so confused. Kristen's just, if she's miserable, which I think she is, she's going to play like she's not. She wants everyone else to be miserable, which is like the most horrible person to have around. But
that's why her and Jax are so similar. It's so frustrating.
Same. Yeah. So
but now let's go into some good relationships.
We're out to eat we're out to eat with Katie and the Toms, and it's like this cool secret bar where you have to there's all these knobs.
Yeah, I liked this.
Find the knob. Oh, I loved this. And they're like, okay, first one to get it like gets free drinks for the first round or whatever. And so on one try, Schwartz
everybody
goes,
just goes for a knob. Schwartz
goes, let's watch this, and then he pulls, and it actually does open, and he's like,
he goes first try, and then pulls it, and he goes, oh my god.
I know. And he looks at the camera and he goes, I've never been here before. Like, this is the first time he breaks the wall where he's like, I've never been here before.
And Katie's like, did you look it up? And he's like, legit, I had no idea. I just grabbed one.
And Tom's like, Tom Sandoval's like, I guess I buy drinks.
By the round.
It took 2 seconds. I love too later, Sheena and Shay walk in and they're like, sorry, we're late. We couldn't figure out which knob it was.
Oh my God, I didn't even catch that. I love that.
Yeah, so it took Schwartz 0.2 seconds. So Sandoval's super exhausted. He got only 3 hours of sleep last night because Miami Girl and Kristen are like haunting his life.
Yeah.
Which I think, do you think he meant like he just keeps thinking about it and his mind's reeling, or?
I think he's really stressed about the whole scenario. I think a lot of it comes from like the stress of like going to work.
Yeah.
He doesn't know if anything's going to happen the next time he goes between Kristen, if Miami Girl's still going to be there. I think he's constantly thinking about like, well, what's going to happen next? Like what at work and outside of work do I have to like deal with? Because she's not letting this go.
So here's Sheena and Shay late, but they figured it out. And then they're talking about the wedding. The wedding's coming up. Sheena's really stressed. We have to pay for mixers and ice still.
Well, she said they have to like pick it all out. They have to plan all that stuff. It's so expensive.
Weddings are expensive. Although this bitch,
the dream wedding,
this bitch dropped almost $20,000 on flowers alone.
Oh my God.
Of course your wedding's fucking expensive.
Well, she says she's trying to pull off her dream wedding on a waitress budget. Honey, this ain't a waitress budget.
No. $20,000, I would even put that on flowers. And I lived with my parents for 2 years to save money.
I can't imagine spending that on flowers, on a dress, on all these things combined. Like, that's, I feel like, my entire budget for a wedding.
My dress is off the sales rack.
My God, yeah. I'm like, I'm going to start
You're going to wear it once?
Dress.
Yeah, you're going to wear it once, please. And then she's got that giant-ass fucking ring. Did you see that clip? Oh, my
God.
Giant-ass ring. Just, sir,
poor Shay.
Whoever's going to propose to me, it's fine. I like a little, you know, a little diamond, but it doesn't need to be that.
We don't need to do the most. I mean,
No.
that's what Sheena's basically doing here. But Sandoval agrees to help Sheena with the planning for the bar and kind of taking that off of her plate, which I actually think is so smart because Sheena's just, no offense to her, but like just a waitress, where Sandoval, like he says, I could do this in my sleep. Like he knows how to plan for an event, how much
ice we need, how many mixers, what alcohol. Yeah. So while this is all happening, Schwartz gets a text and he immediately is just like, oh shit. Apparently Kristen, they keep saying when they describe the situation, it always starts with apparently, but like, it's not apparently. This actually happened. So apparently Kristen went through Jax's phone that implicated Schwartz and Vegas girl. Schwartz thinks that Jax felt threatened about like the San Diego shit that was happening out, and now he's lashing out.
Yeah, do
we think Jax gave his phone to Kristen on purpose?
I think he knew Kristen was going to find it and had no problem giving his phone. But if she didn't find it, I don't think he would have been like, oh, you missed this, you know?
Okay, yeah.
I think he was like, I hope she you know, like.
But he knew what she was doing.
Oh,
he knew what he was doing.
It wasn't a true accident. He wasn't like, it wasn't what it looked like, where he was like,
yeah.
Carmen, I think it's set up the way it sounded like, where he was like, Carmen, just go through my phone. Like, I'm not talking to all these other people. And then whenever he handed his, like, and Kristen took the phone, I think he was like, oh, there's that text. But he was like, if she finds it, she finds it.
Yeah. Also, I think this is a really good way to kind of, because we all know Jax loves to backstab his friends. It just happens. This is a good way to backstab your friends and say, well, I'm not the one that said anything. Kristen stole my phone.
Yeah, I don't think Jax is that smart, though. I don't think he was sitting before that DJing event like, no, I'm going to find a way where Kristen's going to see my phone.
No, yeah. But what I'm saying is this is the perfect way where he doesn't need any blame. He's like, well, it's fine if Kristen finds that text because it's not on me. Like, I didn't do anything.
And he's always like, you're the one who did the action. It's not my fault everybody's finding out about it.
Oh, I know. Okay, so Schwartz asked to talk to Katie. Hey, Bubba, can I talk to you for a second? So they excuse themselves. And Tom starts like, I want to get something off my chest. I've been meaning to tell you for a while. Like, I should have told you a long time ago. I'm going to tell you now. And Katie's face is literally just pure horror. She's like, what the fuck are you about to tell me?
Yeah.
And it is the worst possible thing. Like, this is the worst thing that he could have told Katie, I think, to her. Like, I think, you know, when someone says that and you're thinking immediately worst case scenario, and then it ends up being like, I stole your dress, and you're like, oh, fine.
Yeah, because he's like leading up. He's like, I was gonna tell you in therapy, and then I was gonna tell you like every day. I was gonna tell you this morning. Like he just keeps talking about how he was gonna tell her instead of just telling her what's going on. So she's like, fuck, what did you do?
With the Vegas thing, he wasn't completely honest. He snuck off, went to an after party, and he made out with the Vegas girl, and it was sleazy, and he was shit-faced, and he called her the next day to find out what happened because he doesn't even know what happened, and he was having doubts in the relationship and like where it was headed, but he's not anymore. Now he's good. He like made out with the girl, and now he knows.
Well, no, he was saying like after they've gone through everything with the last makeout incident, he knew like they're over the hump. He's very confident in the relationship. And she's like, well, I'm not. Like,
my heart hurts for Katie. It hurts for Katie because now she's like, okay, you not only did this happen, but you lied about, like, Katie straight up was like, did anything happen in Vegas?
Yes.
And he was like, no. And Tom's even like, now I have zero doubts. And Katie's like, well, fuck you. Yeah. Now I have all the doubts. And
she literally says that. She's like, well, I have doubts now. And here's the thing is instead of making it one event where he cheated in a sense twice, but making it one event where they have to deal with this and get over this, he has now made this two events. Yeah. And he lied to her, which is a whole separate other issue.
Yeah. And Katie says like, when she has doubts, you know what she does? Not make out with someone. And Tom's like, yeah, but like I'm guiltful. And also like Jax and Kristen were going to like say it. So I wanted you to know. And Katie's like, oh, so you just wanted to come clean before anyone else told me. So you weren't actually going to tell me. You were going to wait until your hand was forced, basically.
Yep. And he's like, no, that's not what I was going to do. But that is exactly what's happening.
I love that Katie at the end is like, guess what now? I'm questioning the relationship Bye. And she is
Yeah.
so effing classy. She's like, we're going to go back to this table. We're not going to fucking talk about it. I'm going to finish my dinner and we're going to privately deal with this. And literally they get back and Tom keeps like, hey, I'm sorry.
I know.
Hey,
he's like, bye-bye, I love you.
I'm so
Which
sorry.
immediately tells people something's wrong. Sheena's like, what's going on over there?
Yeah. And then Katie's like, we're just going to leave. Tom Sandoval, you're tired, right? We should like get the fuck out. Thanks. Bye.
I think she's keeping this between them because she does not want people's opinions. Like, think about how many opinions came out even before she found out about the other cheating. Like, there's been a lot of conversation about the relationship with the motorboating the dick, the other cheating thing. Like, all these people are discussing it. I wouldn't want to have this discussion in front of like two of my couple friends either.
I completely agree, especially Tom Sandoval, who's kind of going to have Schwartz's back on that one, I think. And then on top of that, like Shay and Sheena are about to get married. So what? I'm going to fucking tell them that
the other cheating thing was with Sheena's friend. So I feel like Sheena would be like, this has happened before.
My
like,
other
what are
thing
you doing?
Is like, did Sheena know? Because she knew about her friend thing, right? And she wasn't friends with Katie at the time, so that's why she didn't tell her. So, like, could Sheena have known about Vegas Girl too from Jax?
I think I think Sheena heard the rumor about the Vegas. I think they all heard all the same rumors.
Okay, I don't know. But Katie and Tom go back to their apartment, and they walk in, and Schwartz is literally like, "Sorry for all that, by the way." Like, it was horrible timing. There's no good time for that. And Katie's like, no, there is a good time.
That
it's
was
called
the worst time.
Not at dinner with our fucking friends. That's actually the worst time.
Like, why couldn't you have just waited till we got home here?
Yeah.
Like, after this event.
So now Katie's like, okay, what happened? Like, tell me. And Schwartz is like, I don't know. I was so drunk. And she's like, no. Don't give me. I don't know. Like,
this
obviously
is the time
something
for honesty.
happened. Yeah. And she's like, do you have messages? And he's like, no, I deleted the messages and the number. And she's like, oh, Jax taught you well.
Convenient.
Yeah, that straight up implicates
because he brought up the messages. He said, like, I texted her to make sure everything was good. She told me I was good. We only made out, which I don't like that phrase. But
we only made out.
Yeah, you're good. We only made out. But he's the one who brought up that like he texted Vegas Girl. So it's like, okay, well, let me see them. And it's like, oh, we don't have those now.
Yeah. And she's like, great. I love that Jax really taught you well. And him possibly telling me is the only reason you're telling me.
Yep.
And then Schwartz goes, I'm not a cheater. And Kitty's like, you've cheated twice though.
You are.
Like,
he
once,
always says that. I don't like
cheater.
that.
No,
he isn't like the consistent cheater. Like, I would say Jax seems like he's more like a cheater type, but you can't say you're not a cheater.
Yeah. You've cheated, and it's not even like one mistake. It's happened twice now. So that you're obviously
in a pretty short period of time. It's not like one of these events happened like 3 years ago. These seem like they're both within the year.
Yeah.
And then, I guess Sheena's friend one is a little bit.
But still, it's been more recent than a lot of other cheating scandals we've heard of. Yeah. And then of course, because Schwartz just has to make it worse. So Katie's like, you've cheated twice. And he goes, well, you motorboated a dick.
No. What happened was Katie was like, you were out cheating and like making out with this girl. And I was just sitting on our couch here at home. And he was like, oh yeah, just motorboating that D. And she was like, seriously?
And he's like, sorry, bad joke. So Katie's like, we have problems, but like, I don't do this. You're a slut. And Tom's like, I'm not a slut. And she's like, you are a slut. You're making out with everyone fucking near you. And she believed him. I think Katie's more hooked up on, and she even says, she's like, she can handle a moment of weakness, but she can't handle him lying about it, which
especially because
I agree.
It wasn't like he was like, he did something in the covering up. It's she point blank asked him in the back of Sir, did this happen? And he lied about it. Like, he was confronted with the truth, or she was confronted with the truth. He said it didn't happen. Yeah, no, that's some bullshit. And she's like, listen, you're not ready for a girlfriend, let alone a wife or fiance or whatever. Nope. Like, the worst. Tom basically has to earn Katie's trust back. It's going to be a hard road ahead of him. Especially because he's sleeping on the couch tonight. So him and Gordo couching it up. And
then Tom's like, cheating's not even worth it. Months of guilt and shame and regret.
I'm like, I'm glad you learned something here, bud.
Are we supposed to feel fucking sorry for him. I don't
so
feel
sorry you had that regret
Jess.
for your own actions.
Yeah, no. Okay, so now we're at Sir. Katie's at work along with Sheena and Ariana and Peter. And Peter's like giving everyone assignments. Katie didn't sleep at all. She's an absolute wreck, but she doesn't want to bring her personal shit into work, which I think is professional, but also just like everyone keep your opinions to yourself. I do not care.
I don't. Yeah. She's not even willing to like get the advice and like feign over it. Because that means she has to invite everybody's thoughts and not worth it.
But Jax called Sheena last night and updated Sheena on all the drama that's happening. So Sheena already knows. And again, apparently Kristen and Carmen went through Jax's phone and Schwartz wasn't truthful about the girl in Vegas. They heavily made out.
Oh my God. Whatever that means, she said.
Yeah, whatever that means. I appreciate that. Okay, because when the first rumor came out and Katie talked to it about it with Stassi and Christina, they were both like, fuck that, that's the worst, you should break up with him, like blah blah blah. Whereas Sheena in this point, and Katie hasn't even come to Sheena, but Sheena's like, I get that this is like a really hard situation and I commend Katie for going through it and having to deal with this, which like
and she says like, if they can work past this, I really, really commend her. Like, that's great. If they can move forward, I'm very proud if they can do the work and move forward.
Mm-hmm. But then we get some more gossip from Ariana because apparently when they go out and Schwartz's shit face, I know, Jax will take a girl's head and Schwartz's head and literally push them together. Yep. And Sandoval has witnessed this.
Yeah, Sandoval has said it has happened.
And Ariana's like, Jax is the fucking worst. Like, he's such a douchebag. Are we over? I'm with Ariana. Like, are we over this dude yet? Can we kick him out of the group and call him out?
I wish.
Like, just,
geez. They also talk about another person who needs to kind of be kicked out of other things. Ariana really wants Kristen to be held accountable for this most recent activity with her actions and her meltdowns, but who knows? I mean, this girl gets away with everything.
Well, Sheena's not even holding Kristen accountable for fucking yelling at her and doing what Kristen did with Miami Girl, because like we're talking about the wedding, and one night the girls are all going to stay at a house, all the bridesmaids including Ariana, and then Kristen's also included in that, even though she's not a bridesmaid.
No, that was a joke.
No, Kristen's really staying at the house.
No, she said that was a joke. She goes, oh my God, I can't even keep my face straight. I don't think she is.
I think she is.
The way Sheena said it, then she started laughing and she was like, I can't even, like she said it and then she goes, I can't even keep my face straight. I can't believe that.
No, yeah, no. I thought Kristen's staying. I think she's staying at the house, and I think because Ariana is super fucking uncomfortable with having Kristen near her.
Yeah,
I guess we'll see, but I think Kristen's at the house and Ariana's not happy about it. Okay, so now James's apartment. Speaking of Kristen, she's getting ready for work. She's going into work today.
Yeah, I mean, she just wants to walk in, clock in, do her job. Nobody talked to her about what
drama.
It's really not that big of a deal.
James is so cute. He brings Kristen her dress and her shoes. If you listen to our Summer House podcast, Lindsay can't even be bothered to bring her boyfriend a sandwich. So James is true winner here.
Great partner he is.
Oh, love it. And James knows Kristen's in trouble. She's probably suspended, but like definitely not fired.
No way. I mean, no way. He's over this, I think, but it's just like, listen, she's done far worse.
Mm-hmm. So now we're at Sir. Jax is at the bar cutting up some chicken and eating it. Kristen walks in like, subdued, what's going on? Neither of them know who's at work yet because both of these people are kind of on everyone's shit list. So they're just not even going to bother.
They're not really mingling on purpose.
And Kristen's like, well, when Lisa gets here, she has like no reason to be mad because I like wasn't even working that night and I just had a disagreement with some friends.
Yeah, I wasn't an employee at the moment and I was just like having an argument on the patio. Really no big deal.
Yeah, no.
I don't think Kristen thinks it's the Diana thing that's going to get her fired. She doesn't even like add that up. She's like, I just yelled at Sheena, no biggie.
My least favorite things about Kristen and Jax is you present them with something they did wrong and they have 1,000 reasons why. It's not their fault. It's not their fault.
It really isn't that big of a deal.
Someone pushed them to do it. I wasn't an employee. I wasn't even there. Like, it's not a big deal that I fucking hurt someone or like ruined someone's workplace. Like, it's not even a big deal. both of them, because now
also if let's say the Diana part did not ever happen, Kristen still would be suspended. Like, she wouldn't be fired over yelling at Sheena, but for embarrassing the restaurant, screaming on property, and having all that shit go down with Tom, she would have been suspended for 2 weeks.
And have you ever heard that saying that, like, even because I'm pretty sure a lot of places of work do this, like, even if you're not working, you still represent the company. Like, people know you work there, especially when you're on a fucking reality TV show. People
at the start of the season, Sheena's birthday party, James, Kristen, and Tom Sandoval got in trouble for having a fight in a different restaurant.
Mixology.
Yep.
That dude.
James got actually fired for it.
Yeah. You're right. You represent the company. People know you work there.
Especially when you're standing right in front of it.
Right there. So, meanwhile, Jax is dealing with his own drama because Schwartz texted him, basically saying that he told Katie and Jax needs to stay out of Schwartz's business. And Jax is like, hey, man, you texted me first.
Oh, my God.
Oh.
I'm not involved. It's not my fault. I just woke up. Having problems.
And Jax is like, I don't even know what Schwartz is telling him. Did he tell him telling Katie, did he tell her the whole truth?
Which, like, alludes to... It's not just a makeout.
I know. And then Kristen, of course, is like, Schwartz can't be mad at you. And I'm like, of course, no one can be mad at either of these two.
You guys have done nothing wrong.
No. Perfect angels. I love these
Neither
two.
of you are doing anything wrong.
Okay. So everyone's working tonight. Like Katie, Sheena, Tom, Ariana, they're all there. Everyone's here, including Ken and Lisa. They come in. And Nathalie and Guillermo are also here. And Diana.
Yeah, so we're ready. We're going to sit down at a large table and we're going to discuss.
Yeah, so it's just the 5 of them first in the manager meeting. Lisa's not happy about the disrespect towards Peter and Diana. Guillermo needs to go get Kristen right now. Kristen walks in and like makes a fucking joke about being at the head of the table. She's like, ooh, I'm at the head of the table. She's like,
why am I so lucky to be here at a table with you guys?
The worst. And so Lisa's like, hey, it's like 5-on-1. Guillermo, Ken, we got this. Why don't you head to the bar? So it's just
Which Diana. I think is a good move because Kristen's the type, if she feels attacked, she's going
to be defensive.
Like more and more enraged, and like she would actually make a big scene. If all 5 of them were trying to talk to her at once, it would just not go well.
Yeah. So it's Diana, Nathalie, Lisa versus Kristen, basically. So Lisa starts out like, you got anything to say for yourself? And Kristen responds with, I was really pissed off. And Nathalie's like, okay, you weren't working, you were a customer, but like, even if you're a customer, no one should yell at a manager. And I get this. Like, if I'm a customer anywhere, I would never turn to a manager and be like, kicked fuck out. You, suck a dick. And like, and Nathalie's like, no one talks that way to Diana. And all I thought about was like, nobody puts Diana in a corner. Fuck no.
But she's right. Like, how does this make her look? As a customer, you are so embarrassing. And still, that is your manager.
Also, so Nathalie gives Kristen like a little bit of room to say something. And Kristen starts with, I just think it's really unfair for management. And Nathalie just cuts her off and is like, no. Like, do not finish that sentence.
They're giving her opportunity to be like, listen, I shouldn't have talked to Diana like that. I was really heated with like Sheena, because like Kristen could have sat there and defended her actions with Tom and Sheena, and they wouldn't have cared. All she needed to do was apologize for the Diana thing. But again, she does not even see that as an issue that even happened.
Yeah, and Kristen kept
saying, I mean, that's the best it could have gone.
Oh my God, that's probably the best it could have gone with that girl coming here. And I was like, no.
Well, there's no turning back here.
Listen, Kristen is in a hole, and they're giving her rope to pull herself out of it. Kristen's just hanging herself with it, like
looping it around her
neck. Over and over again. So Lisa's like, whatever happened with this girl, you basically you conducted the whole thing. Mm-hmm. And Kristen's like, no, actually, this girl reached out to me, and I actually didn't tell her when Tom was working, or like tell her I was going to be there. I didn't do anything. And she's like, I'm not taking blame for this, Lisa. With all respect, I will get up and walk away if this continues. And Lisa's like, you're going to what? You're going to excuse you?
Walk.
That's fine. So Lisa's like, of course, Kristen's not going to take responsibility. She just keeps like putting herself deeper in the corner. And Lisa is like, Diana's your manager, okay? whether you're on shift
Working
or
or
not
not.
on shift, you respect all management. And Kristen's like, but I wasn't working. And Lisa's like, oh, I literally just said
And
it does
Diana
not
goes,
fucking matter.
but I was working.
And I get that. If Diana and Kristen want to yell at each other, like outside of both work, like maybe fine.
I don't think Lisa, no, I don't, if they were both off property, like.
Because Peter yells at people off work. Like.
Yeah. I think if they were like in the back of SIR screaming at each other on their own time, I don't think Lisa would honestly really care. I think she'd be like, oh, Kristen again. But maybe then, she'd have a talking with them, but nothing like this.
But then Lisa's like, I wouldn't speak to anyone that way. I would never. And like, so you have no right to speak to anyone that way. And you're like fucking below me. You can't do that. And Lisa's like, I've put up with the bullshit for 7 years.
She's like, we don't even need to go through this book. She has like a binder of Kristen.
Oh my God, of Kristen's just bullshit over the past 7 years. And Lisa basically says that Kristen is banned socially from SIR and fired. And Kristen does the classiest thing she could possibly think to do and fucking storms out.
She has like a bag in her hand and just do.
And then she hit Diana in the back of the head with that bag as she did walking out. No, but she like tried to fucking.
Well, did you see Lisa turn to Diana and she goes, well, I mean, Kristen won't do it, but I will apologize to you, Diana, for Kristen.
Yeah, which I think is great. Because Diana, that's
how you treat management. Lisa is above Diana, but Diana deserves apology even if it won't come from Kristen.
Exactly. So Kristen immediately goes in the back to find James and she's like, hey, guess what? I'm fired. And then she's like taking off her mic, but like with her dress in the kitchen. All I thought about was, that scene from She's the Man where she's like about to take a shower for the first time and she's unraveling her boobs. That's what Kristen fucking looked like. So James is shocked. He's like, how could they fire you? Excuse me.
James, how could they not? Really? Also, James wasn't there though in the moment. So if he's getting Kristen's version, I don't even think he's heard about the Diana comments.
Yeah. So Kristen storms out, right? And then we get the camera pan to where they sit in the back of SIR, and Jax is sitting there by himself, just like, what happened? What's going on?
What is going on?
And James comes out and is like, Kristen has been fired. And Jax goes, I think this is a really good opportunity for Kristen to fuck up someone else's restaurant. Oh my God. You fuck up this restaurant 90% of the time too. Like it's you both.
I know, but he's also like, listen, he can't defend her. He literally cannot even help her. Fun. And the kitchen staff is laughing. They're high-fiving. The kitchen staff
are my fucking favorite. They're like, hey bro, did you hear Kristen got fired? Woo!
It's like word is just traveling around. Sandoval walks up to Ariana's bar and Sheena's standing there and is like, hey, did you guys hear Kristen's gone? And they're like, what? No way.
That's so exciting. And then we get like videos of them doing the happy dance. Ariana even makes up a fucking song about it.
Oh my God.
Katie's the worst though. She's just sitting there like, whatever.
Yeah.
She's like, Katie, come on. Even Jax gives a slow clap.
But Kristen says she doesn't think she got fired for yelling at Diana. It's because Lisa doesn't like her. I don't understand how Kristen can think this because
there are literally laws to prevent this.
Well, wouldn't she have gotten fired the 47 other times she did something?
Yeah. Lisa literally hasn't liked you for a while.
You've been there for 7 years. I think the fight at Sheena's birthday, you would have actually gotten fired if she didn't like you.
Yeah. And she actually doesn't like you, but she's professional enough to know that there are laws that say I'm like going to fire you because I don't like you. You can't do that. But there are actual reasons, and she pulled out your file.
There's a binder of why you're being fired.
But she's sad because it's like being disowned from your family. Well,
it is kind of sad. Well, I mean, think about it. Her whole life is wrapped up at SIR. Same with like Stassi when she decided to leave. Even though Stassi left on her own terms, her whole life was wrapped up in SIR. It is kind of sad.
So now we're at the candy bar with Sheena, Shay, and Ariana. Ariana's wearing a hot open back top. She looks great. Just needed to say that. So Sheena hates cake, which I get. I absolutely hate cake too. But Sheena's doing a candy bar instead. I would not do a candy bar. I would do a donut bar.
Ooh,
or like a donut ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love a good donut.
I think visually a candy bar is actually really pretty.
Yeah, I just don't want one. It's not worth my money.
No, nobody's fighting you. But I mean, listen, Sheena is good at getting the deals. Yeah.
She's a friend, Jim.
Who's working there. So like we're not paying full price for this candy.
So Jim comes out and he's like, what were you kind of thinking? And Sheena says she definitely wants gummy teeth because everyone makes fun of her teeth. which of course that's such a
I actually
Sheena
think
thing.
that's so. See, Sheena can kind of like roast herself a little bit.
Yeah,
but
she does
roast
it when
herself,
the attention. Yeah, she likes the attention.
Yeah, but she's also just she's sticking with theme. We're doing all the pink, the gold, all that. No green,
white,
no army candy.
No green.
Sorry,
Ariana. So Shay, though, I just want to give a quick shout out. He has his big candy bag, and he is content with standing in the middle of the store eating his bag, not even fucking.
He is just walking around, getting whatever candy he wants, not for the wedding, not for anything.
No, because he had green.
This gives Sheena and Ariana a chance to talk about the email Nathalie sent out this morning.
Oh, yeah.
Kristen wasn't on it, so it means that her firing is actually real. So this is big. They're really hyped.
But Sheena is still like, we need Kristen to come to the wedding because Kristen's already bought Sheena 6 gifts. So we can't uninvite her.
I mean, I kind of feel it. Also, we're like a week out. Like, we can't really uninvite her from this event.
We already paid for her plate. And then Sheena says she has faith that Kristen will have respect and be on her best behavior at the wedding. And Ariana's like, I'm worried about her murdering me. But okay, either one.
I'm just going to sit here and nod and pretend that you think everything's going to be fine.
Ariana for a second was trying to be like, but Sheena, she's fucking crazy and like she's a bitch and she did all these horrible things to me. And Sheena's like, but she bought me 6 gifts. So Ariana's like, okay, there's no changing anyone's mind, I guess.
Let's get through this. I'll make sure I'm on the opposite side of the room from her the whole
Ariana's
time.
Gonna wear one of those bracelets where it beeps when Kristen gets too close so she can remove herself from the situation. So now we're at James's apartment. James is on his computer. Kristen is texting because Rachel's coming over. Kristen's super pissed because Lisa was basically across the table attacking her character.
The large table.
Yeah, and Lisa doesn't even know Kristen at all. Like, yeah, it's been 7 years, but you don't know her. And I was like, ma'am, really?
I can't.
You
Kristen,
learn.
If you say somebody doesn't know you after 7 years, there's a problem. And B, like Lisa was literally saying it's like a family. You were saying it's like a family. This isn't just a normal restaurant.
Also, the people you work with, because that's where you spend a majority of your time.
You're also on a reality TV show with each other. So like, I think she can watch even the moments of your life she's not with you.
Yeah, we fucking know you, Kristen. Okay, yeah. We get it. We get the gist. It's fine.
But it's okay. We're celebrating. Rachel's here. We have a bottle of champagne. Congratulations on your retirement from
Sir-tirement. Her Sir-tirement.
This is insane. Okay. Stassi can say she retired from Sir. Kristen, you got fired.
She got Sir fired.
If Kristen had stormed out during that meeting, you could even claim she retired from Sir. She
stormed out after she was fired. She played it wrong. But yeah, happy retirement. She's not even worried about today's not about paying her bills.
No, or which I think honestly, if you ever get fired, you do need to take one day just to be like.
And Rachel's like, you could work at another restaurant. And Kristen's like, I'm never fucking working at another restaurant again. She's probably going to become an actress. Remember her reel that she had a few seasons back? That was fun.
Well, she's been trying to be an actress. We'll see what this girl does with her life.
Mactress, actually. But good luck at work tonight, James.
This is where I'm like, remember, you're dating James.
Him. I know.
And you're probably going to have to move in with him because you don't have an income.
You're now broke. Yeah, sorry. Okay, so now we're out to lunch with Katie and Christina. Do we believe this friendship? Do we think it's for the show?
No, it's for the show. I think they would actually hang out, but I feel like it'd be off camera and with a larger group. This one-on-one hangout.
I think they're work friends. I don't think they've crossed to real friends yet. You know what I mean? Because they work together and they're fine.
Yes.
And Christina has no other friends at work. So Katie tells Christina about Kristen getting fired, and Christina's
banned.
Yeah, and Kristen can't come to Sir, and Christina's shocked, but it's about fucking time. We can all agree.
She finally did something to get fired.
Yeah. So then Christina is like, what happened with Stassi at lunch? I heard a little bit, but I want to hear your side. And Katie basically said she wanted to know why Stassi was upset, and she understands why Stassi was upset, but Katie said she was trying to call Stassi and Stassi wasn't answering her phone. Again, I need a timeline, but I do kind of think Katie took a few days after she decided she was going to hang out at Sheena's bachelorette party, to tell Stassi. And in that time, Sheena and Stassi went to lunch.
Yes.
So I
don't think Katie knew Sheena told her yet.
I don't either. And that's why she was like, well, I was trying to call Stassi and she like already wasn't taking my calls.
Because Schwartz told Katie this episode something because Jax like was going to. So I don't think Katie was doing it reactively, like trying to tell Stassi.
No, I think she was genuinely trying.
Yeah,
she was genuinely actually calling to try and tell Stassi.
Sheena just happened to beat her to the punch, which she had no idea.
Yeah, but Katie was like, she has stuff going on in her life too. So like Stassi wasn't her main priority, which I get. She was dealing with Constantine and
Christina says like, well, Stassi deserves sympathy. She's going through a lot, which... Okay, she is going through a lot. She doesn't have a lot of friends. So in a way, she deserves
that's kind of on her though.
A normal amount of sympathy. Like they need to be sympathetic to like Stassi's life is a bit crazier, just in their normal balance of friendship. But that does not mean Stassi gets to be a bitch because of it.
And
it's
Katie's
like, no, Stassi's going through a lot. We got to be there for her. Not that like whatever she wants happens.
Yeah. I didn't like the way Christina was like, we need to have sympathy for her. I can feel for someone. I can try and be there for someone, but I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh my God, your life is so like if Stassi actually had someone die or she was going through a medical emergency. Yes. Oh my gosh. But saying I need to have sympathy for Stassi because she moved from New York to LA with her boyfriend and she's like kind of a mess and she doesn't have friends because she's a bitch. I don't have any sympathy for that. No, even
the death of a family member and being sick shouldn't stop Katie from doing to
what's
Miami
best for her
boyfriend.
Yeah, 100%. And then Katie says she's just hurt because she cares about Stassi and she misses her, and it's sad. Like it's just it feels like someone died when you lose a friend. I get it. But then Katie does tell Christina about Tom Schwartz in Vegas, girl.
This is hard because honestly, remember when Katie, Christina, and Stassi had that girls' night, Christina and Stassi both said, just wait, this is a slippery slope. Like, you're going to find something else out. I think this was hard for her to tell Christina.
But I do I think Christina does genuinely, like, try to support Katie instead of being
she could have easily been like, we told you.
Yeah. She genuinely tries to be like, I want to be here for you.
I'm so sorry for you.
And Katie just opens up about how she lost trust. And he asks Tom better be serious about saving this relationship. And Christina's genuinely like, you don't deserve this.
Yeah. Tom, it's Tom's responsibility to fix it. And he needs to prove his commitment, which he knows what she wants, which to me sounds like a proposal, but like, I don't think that's the right step.
It's not the right time. This is not the right time.
No.
But now, okay, we go to Jax's apartment. He's working on his fucking app. I could not stop laughing at him.
I was like, I thought this project died because it's like he's
watching like 2 seasons ago or one season.
It was
last season because it was after Stassi's birthday on the pirate boat.
We got it in Secrets Revealed.
Oh, you're right.
So it was either at the end of season 1 or the end of season 2.
I think it was end of season 2.
Okay, well we got that like. Yeah, I guess because it said a year ago.
Peter directed. Yeah. We had that bitch he met because he met that girl in Mexico
on the pirate trip.
Yes, yes. So funny. He's literally watching himself, and like Schwartz comes in, and Jax is like, "Look, I'm working on my app called Jax Fitness." I'm like, Jax Fitness. Nice. Where's this app? Okay. So Schwartz, he's pissed because he's like, hey, man, congrats on your app. Also, congrats on throwing your best friends under the bus behind their backs. And Jax is like, what?
Like, I didn't even do anything. I didn't do that purposely. Kristen grabbed my phone.
Jax tries to explain, and Schwartz just goes, no, sorry, shut the fuck up. Just shut up. Like I've never seen Schwartz
You
have
made
balls.
This so much worse. It's like, you did all of this.
You told Kristen
him with like what he did. Yeah.
Yeah. You went in with the intent that you knew Kristen was going to see those text messages. And he's like, no, Kristen just grabbed my phone. That was my favorite. Kristen just grabbed it from my pocket.
Which is not true.
She knew my password and unlocked it magically.
Here's the thing is I think if Jax was honest about it, he could dig himself out of this. If he said, oh my God, I was trying to prove to Carmen I wasn't texting anyone and I completely forgot. I'm really sorry. Yeah. Like I should have been more careful.
Also, he can't sit here and be like, Kristen just grabbed my phone, because they even showed the receipt of Jax giving Kristen his phone. That's a receipt.
Why he needs to be honest. Just a little ounce of honesty would get him out of a lot of these issues. Like if he was just like, listen, I'm sorry, I fucked up. I didn't give Kristen my phone like with the intention of like throwing you under the bus. It just happened, and here's why.
And even Schwartz is like, just say you're sorry. And Jax is like, but I'm not sorry because I did not do anything.
Yeah. And he's like, I'm tired of all the cover-ups, and I'm always called a liar. So like, I have to prove I'm not lying.
And then he's like, you didn't even do it. You don't even just do it to me. You did it to Tom Sandoval with Kristen. Remember when you fucked Tom Sandoval over? Remember when you fucked him, you little weasel? Or fucked her?
This is where he kind of gives me an ounce that like the Sandoval thing isn't true. Because he's like, you never had his back. You were just saying all that shit, and it never even happened. And you're just pissed about San Diego. Tom Schwartz talking about Miami made me think Tom Sandoval is telling the truth.
Yes. Yeah, 1,000%. I got that same vibe, because I think my thought is, okay, so Jax did something that he's trying to hide. So he will even just make shit up. Yeah. So his friends
or allude to like something happened. Yeah. So he's not like hardcore saying, he kind of has said he like Sandoval slept with that girl, but he's backed off that a little bit. He keeps saying like, I don't know what happened.
I wasn't there. I wasn't there, but like,
who knows? On the beach. Yeah. He's putting a question mark on it.
This is when Jax is like, Tom, if you didn't cheat in the first place, we wouldn't be in this mess. Oh my God. And Schwartz is like, yeah, I did something wrong, but you're instigating everything. Yes. Like this, you're lighting the fucking fire. Like,
you're perpetuating the rumor.
You're pouring the gas on the fire.
On the light bulb. On the light bulb.
And Jax is like, you're just mad because you made out with someone and you're a liar. And Schwartz is like, oh my God, it's like talking to a fucking wall. Like Schwartz is enraged.
At one point, Jax says that they did both mess up. I mean, Schwartz did mess up. Yeah. He wasn't, A, he cheated, and then B, he lied to Katie. But Jax is not helping. And like at that point, you need to rectify that with your friend. And it's just...
My favorite is Jax is like, I don't know where it comes, but it comes up at some point. He's like, everyone's telling me I should be honest. But then everyone tells me I should be loyal, and I don't know what to do. And I'm sitting here and I'm like, oh my God, be honest about yourself, but be loyal to your friends. Like if it's not your secret to tell, don't tell it.
You can be honest without blabbing everything. Like if somebody point blank asked you, did Schwartz make out with a girl in Vegas? I think he has the right to say yes.
Yes.
Like you can be honest, but have your friends' backs at the same time. But when you do say yes, like if you do reveal something, you need to go to your friend and be like, listen, they know that this is happening. You need to handle this.
Also, Jax comes back and Kristen literally goes, how is Vegas? And Jax goes, well, you should ask Tom Schwartz about where his tongue was.
Yeah.
I murdered
He is giving people the ammo to basically shoot at something. And he's like, I didn't kill them. And it's like, well, you're giving all the information out.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I know I jumped to the end, but I have a question for you. So, Jax brings up and he's like, did you tell Katie? And Schwartz is like, yes, I told Katie. And he's like, did you tell her everything? And Schwartz is like, yeah, I told her that me and this Vegas girl hooked up. And Jax is like, that's it.
Gives him like eyes. Yeah. Oh,
that's it. Are you sure?
Like you hooked up? Yeah.
And Schwartz is like, yeah, we made out. And Jax was like, huh. Are you? And this is where I was like, did something else happen? Or is this
Schwartz
Jax again?
He goes, Jax, I didn't have sex with that girl.
I know. And Jax is like, are you sure? So this is Jax again to me being like, well, he had San Diego. So now he's going to, make some shit up just to make his friends look bad.
But this makes me confused because I feel like I know Schwartz said I didn't make out or I didn't have sex with her, but I feel like if it 100% didn't happen, he'd be like, this is what I'm talking about. Of course I didn't sleep with her. Like you know nothing about this. You weren't there because when Schwartz told Katie the story, he said he snuck out and went to a house party. So I don't know what 100% that means, but it kind of seems like Sandoval's situation where it's like, Jax, you weren't actually there when this happened.
Yeah. Yeah. I know we're not going to get it because they weren't filming, but I need to know what happened. It's fine. And then this is when, Schwartz is like, you're doing the same. Should we talk about Miami? When you threw Tom under the bus, and Tom's like, or Jax goes, I didn't do anything, and Schwartz again is like,
yes, you did.
Jesus Christ, you cannot give either of us a fucking break. Like you, and then Jax says, or was it Schwartz that said like, you can't keep your dick in your pants? And Jax is like, oh, I can't keep my dick in my pants. And I was like, oh my God, we just can't, whatever. So, yeah. And so
to be loyal or to be honest, that is the question.
And Tom says, just stay out of my relationship. And Jax is like, fine. And then Tom leaves, and Jax goes back to his app unbothered. What a fun episode.
Will Jax stay out of people's relationships?
No.
I'm going to preemptively say no.
No, never. Okay, so next time on Vanderpump Rules, Sheena's wedding weekend is here. We're all nervous about Kristen still, especially Ariana. Kristen is inappropriately texting Tom Sandoval, and Sandoval tells James. Kristen claims that she's over Tom, but James does not believe it. And oh no, we have wedding drama. We're late to the wedding. There's technical difficulties. Tina's singing too early. Like everything's going wrong. Yay.
The wedding.
What a fun time. The
I
wedding.
can't wait. I actually really enjoy attending weddings. I feel like I'm going to get hyped on this one.
I love the wedding. Okay, should we block and accept? I know who I'm blocking. I don't know who I'm accepting yet.
I have two people I want to block, so whoever you don't block is who I'm going to block.
I had two people too, but I have to pick one because man was I angry.
Okay,
Tom Schwartz.
Oh, that's not who I thought you were going to pick.
The fuck, dude. Okay, again, moment of weakness. I wouldn't deal with it, but Katie could deal with it.
Yeah.
But dude, you fucking straight up lied. You're sitting here being like, I'm not a cheater. And it took you this fucking long to go to Jackson, tell him to shut the fuck up and listen. And
he did actually finally put his foot down.
But he didn't even do it right. He like put his foot down. He should have smashed his foot down.
Yeah, but for Schwartz, that was a big conversation.
For Schwartz, it was big. But it's just so fucking frustrating. Stop putting Katie through all this shit. If you actually love her, you'll fucking cut it out.
And the fact that he waited to tell her until he only told Katie because Jax sent him that text.
I was going to tell you today and yesterday and the day before, but we're doing so good. And now I'm telling you because Jax might tell you.
I think he thought Jax was going to like text or call or show up because
I think Kristen was going to do that.
Oh,
Kristen.
He got that text that Kristen found out and immediately pulled Katie aside. Like I think he was scared until they got home.
Yeah, he was scared Kristen was going to call and be like, "Hey, want to be my friend again?"
Or tell Sheena, like call Sheena who was with him.
Yeah. No, I think he was more scared about Kristen. But either way, fuck you, Tom Schwartz. I'm over it. I'm over this bullshit. Stop lying and doing this to people you love. Stop having Jax's back over your girlfriend's back. I'm over it. All right, sorry. Who are you going to block?
We're good. I'm blocking Jax. He said that mean comment to Carmen, which was not great, which kind of spurred. And listen, we didn't really get any background, but if Carmen thinks that Jax is talking to a bunch of other girls, there has to be something behind that.
Probably.
So while you're even trying to get this girl back, you're kind of screwing her over and not being the kindest. Like you're not even dating her yet, and you already suck.
Yeah.
Obviously, the text message issue with Schwartz, and then the way he handled that conversation with Schwartz. Like not once did he ever say, "I'm sorry." You don't even need to like fully own it and like really take all the burden of this because it isn't his full burden to bear. But never once did he apologize basically for outing his friend. He will never apologize for his part in this mess. And it's so frustrating.
Yeah, very frustrating. I don't know who I want to accept. I still don't know.
I do.
Who are you accepting?
I'm accepting Ariana. I think she had a great episode. She went to a
Kristen's
candy
fired.
bar. She went to a candy bar with her best friend. You know, the wedding's coming up. She's so excited. Yeah. She doesn't have to stress about work anymore because Kristen is gone.
Bye, Kristen.
Happy dance away, Ariana.
I literally don't. Usually I'm like, okay, I like have someone.
My other person I was thinking of is Lisa.
I was going to say, Lisa's the only other
like,
person. I was like, Sheena. And I'm like, no, not really Sheena. She was kind of useless.
Katie, not even so much because Katie's
you know what? I'm going to do Lisa. She's the only one that I'm like, maybe. And it's like, I mean, she had a good episode, but it's mainly because she finally fucking fired Kristen and apologized to Diana. My poor Diana.
I love boss mode Lisa. Like, we don't always get it because she's so friendly with the staff that, like, when she was sitting across the table from Kristen with that binder, I'm like, let's go, girl.
Yeah, I did like Lisa this episode. I think, in my opinion, everyone else sucked compared to Lisa because it's the only one I can think about not blocking. So, yay. What a good episode. I really liked this episode, and I'm excited for Sheena's wedding. I'm ready.
Me too.
Okay, guys, thanks for listening. Remember, follow us on Instagram at Vanderpasta. Join our Patreon, patreon.com/Vanderpasta. I think that's it.
Our Facebook group.
Oh, yeah.
Join same Facebook. Name as the podcast. Go rate, review, subscribe.
We love you more than a bottle of vodka.